Hi again. I'm Kortsch of the Monetary Trust Initiative, and as you know, the primary purpose of the set is to deal with monetary issues, trying to understand them, trying to find out what relevance they would have in our lives. Let me give you a quote by Henry Ford. A number of you have probably seen this before, and many decades old. It is well enough that people of this nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. That's pretty dramatic, isn't it? This set of videos is on infrastructure. How does a quote like that and monetary structure relate to infrastructure? That's what this is all about. So back to the last video, I mentioned 4 points. Infrastructure importance, that's really what this video is all about. And then our current monetary system or mechanism, that's what Henry Ford is talking about. If you really understood how it worked, you'd go, what in the world's going on? And then the third item is the rate of inflation, and the fourth item is the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve Bank as to where it stands right now. I believe those 4 issues together are very relevant. That's what this is all about. Let's talk about infrastructure. Infrastructure is kind of like your body. You know, as long as everything works well, you can see, you can hear, you can eat, you can taste, you can walk, and you don't even think about it. Everything's fine. I had a motorcycle accident last year, almost lethal. And all of a sudden, well, I ended up in the hospital for quite a while, but various body parts didn't work anymore. I couldn't walk properly, I had skin problems, shoulder problems, and all of a sudden, my health, which I've really never been worried about in my life, I've been very healthy, I became conscious of what was going on in my body. Our infrastructure is the same way. If you drive down a road or cross a bridge regularly on the way to work, and suddenly the bridge is closed because there's something wrong with it and you can't go over it anymore, lo and behold, you are conscious of it. You're driving down the road and there's a big pothole because it's spring, they haven't fixed it anymore. They haven't fixed it yet, lo and behold, you're conscious of it. Or you go to another country and you can't drink the water out of the tap like you can here in this country, and you go, oh, well, what's this all about? That's infrastructure. But again, we're not conscious of it until something goes wrong with it. Every 4 years, the American Society of Civil Engineers puts out what they call an infrastructure report card. The last one was done in 2013, and for this video series, I'll probably use some of the portions of that report card from 2013 to tie all this together. They look at 16 different elements of our infrastructure. I bet you didn't know there were that many. Let me give them to you in alphabetical order. There's aviation, bridges, dams, drinking water, energy, hazardous waste, inland waterways, levees, ports, public parks and recreation. That's a good one. That should get you interested. Rail, roads, schools, children, solid waste, transit, and wastewater. Here's a quote by the president of the ASCE, Gregory DiLoretto. Unless we address the backlog of projects and deferred maintenance throughout the country, the cost to each American family will reach $3,100 per year in personal disposable income. Wouldn't you like to have that extra money? Well, if we don't take care of our infrastructure, we all lose it. That's what's happening right now. You see, infrastructure is not just production, it's our quality of life. Infrastructure, it's not just our work, it's also our recreation. Infrastructure is not just what I do individually. Infrastructure is what we do as a community. It affects all of us. It binds us together or drives us apart. It allows us to communicate or not. That's very important. Both sides of the aisle politically understand this. Here's a short quote by President Obama in the most recent State of the Union address. That's the 2015 one. By the way, he mentioned infrastructure 5 times. It's not like we don't know this is important. Here's one of the clips.
21st century businesses need 21st century infrastructure. Modern ports and stronger bridges, faster trains, and the fastest internet. Democrats and Republicans used to agree on this. So let's set our sights higher than a single oil pipeline. Let's pass a bipartisan infrastructure plan that could create more than 30 times as many jobs per year and make this country stronger for decades to come. Let's do it. Let's get it done. get it done. 21st century businesses, including small businesses, need to sell more American products overseas.
And here's another clip in which the president gets to the nub of the issue, which is, well, it's money. How do we fund this? It's not that we don't know it's important. We either don't know how to fund it or disagree on the funding. And that's really what this issue is all about, that I'm trying to put together the monetary structure and infrastructure, because we can pay for this without debt. Here's the president again.
Now, the truth is, when it comes to issues like infrastructure and basic research, I know there's bipartisan support in this chamber. Members of both parties have told me so. Where we too often run onto the rocks is how to pay for these investments.
So what was the point of this short video? Well, to be more aware of the health workings of our society, that is the infrastructure, and to see how important it is, and also to, I guess I'm leading you on, hang here with me, I will give you some answers as to how to fund this. So thank you. Until next time, I'm Kortsch of the Monetary Trust Initiative.